Hi everyone, Sanibonani. Welcome to my channel. Igama lami Ntando Mdletshe, and on this channel sikhuluma ngama-reality TV shows, ama-celebrities kanye nama-YouTubers. And today we are doing a full review of Izingane Zesthembu, and this was episode 3. Okay, it's moving very fast. It's moving very fast. But before we talk about it, you guys, there's one issue that I want to talk to you about. Before we do that, if it's your first time joining me on this channel and you really like my content, do not forget to press the subscribe button and the notification bell. If you want to support the channel, you can press the like button, press the thanks button, or watch adverts on this video, or you can do all of those things because that is supporting the channel and it is well appreciated. Okay, so let me talk about this issue, guys. I'm not trying ukuthi ngiqale uchuku, okay? Angiqala uchuku. But I just want to talk about this thing, you guys, because I know a lot of you pay a lot of attention to some of these things when it comes to these shows, and maybe some of you saw what I saw, okay? I knew that this show was like Musa Mseleko was the executive producer of the show. I knew that, but I wasn't aware. I only saw today that Mpumelelo is also an executive producer, and there's another third person that is an executive producer. Okay, now I was just thinking about it, Uguti. How come they didn't include Ulwandle? Let's leave the girls out because we already know ukuthi uMusa Mseleko doesn't treat amantombazane the same way that he treats abafana. Vele siyakwazi lokho, he's very clear about it when we watch Ntando Nesthembu. Amantombazane ke nafana nabafana. But there was a time on Ntando Nesthembu where I started to feel like Ubaba Mseleko doesn't treat Ulwandle the same way that he treats Mpumelelo. And almost like he favors Mpumelelo. You know, you remember even when he was sitting them down saying Ukuthi Mpumelelo was going to be the one that will help him with his businesses, but Ulwandle must be the one that will be at home taking care of his family, meaning Musa Mseleko's family. So he will be the one that is taking care of all of the households of Mseleko, but Mpumelelo will be the one that will help him to run the businesses. And I was like, but why are you choosing that for your kids? Why don't you just let them be and let them see where their talents are and what they want to do? Okay. Guys, why is it that? So I was surprised, but then not. But then I was like, why didn't they make involve Ulwandle to be one of the executive producers? It can even go further to be like, what about the other girls? But we would leave it there because then it's going to be the whole argument. But you guys, I really always feel like Mseleko favors Mpumelelo when it comes to the kids. For whatever reason, I feel like he favors Mpumelelo. You also saw, you guys, on the preview for the next episode where he is telling Ulwandle must not just go around and sleep around. But it always looks like and sounds like Mseleko is very proud of what Mpumelelo is doing. And Mpumelelo is sleeping around in Johannesburg, okay? He is, because that's how he's getting everybody pregnant. That's why there is an SEX tape out there, because he is sleeping around. But he is there by Ulwandle telling him not to do that. But with Mpumelelo, he always sounds like he is proud of what he is doing. Okay, guys, but that's another topic. Anyway, let's talk about what happened in this episode. You know, I saw Vuyo cry in this episode, you guys. Vuyo is one of Mpumelelo's girlfriends and the first baby mama. And I was like, girl, reserve those tears. You know, zonke lezo inyembezi, because usazokhala mntakwethu, usazokhala, kuyakhalwa esithenjini. Guys, kuyakhalwa emjolweni, I will accept, kuyakhalwa emjolweni. But there is a special kind yokukhala esithenjini. Esithenjini uyakhala, esithenjini uyastresseka, esithenjini kuyakhulunywa esithenjini. Esithenjini kuyakhulunywa. Sikhule emakhaya kushiwo umuntu okhuluma. If someone talks too much, they would even say, our mothers would, I know, don't mind this one, she is from, East Tembo. because that's what happens. So I was like, girl, it's too early for you to cry because you are not even married. You know, it's not even one cow that has gone to your home. Anyway, you guys, as far as I know, she's not lobolwad. You know, usazokhala, girl, usazokhala. So don't cry too much. Don't cry all the tears now, because it's gonna be very painful when you have to cry and there's no tears anymore in the future, because you have chosen to get into this relationship, you guys. I don't know, honestly, you guys, what these girls are expecting, because it's almost like they want a relationship with Mpumelelo that they would have with him if they were the only ones in the relationship. You know, Utirelo wants to be treated as if she's the only one, and then Uvuyo naye at the same time. But at the same time, they understand that they are not in a relationship where it's just them, there's the other person, okay? And Uvuyo also in this episode, she gets to call herself Umamkhulu. I'm like, you uyintombi yokuqala. You are the first girlfriend asikafike kumamkhulu, okay? But you guys, listen. If Upumela is going to do his temp the way that Ubabake did his temp, I understand his approach, already calling them his wives and them acting as if Mama Koskazake already, when they're not even married yet, because that's what the father did, okay? So for the longest time, we thought Babu Msele was married to 4 wives when he wasn't married to them. So I get that. And I do get people who are coming into my comment section and saying, Ntando, this is not his temp. I get that, you guys. I do get it. It's not his temp, but really it's temp, because it's just easier for us to refer to it as his temp, because obviously in English they would already say it's a polygamous relationship, okay? So Zulu polygamous relationship and polygamous marriage. That's why we're just making our lives easy, but we understand they are not married. These are just girlfriends. It's girlfriend number 1 and girlfriend number 2, basically, okay? Until we hear that one of them is married, then there is a mamkhulu there. Because honestly, you guys, the way that Mpumelelo and Tirelo are, Tirelo might actually marry Mpumelelo first. Okay, look at this photo here. Just look at this photo here and tell me what you see, okay? Tell me what you see in this photo here, okay? I won't say much, okay? So as much as Uvuyo is saying that she is a mamkhulu, but who ended up being Mamkhulu Musamseleko. Yes, it was Umacele, you guys. And I do believe with Musamseleko, he chose Umacele as Umamkhulu because he wanted someone that was going to allow him to take his time. You know, so even though but if I approach her like this, she might say yes. And Nangempela it worked because she ended up saying yes, you guys. So even with these two, I feel like Uvuyo must not cry now because she has lots and lots of tears to cry in the future. And she might actually be crying because Mpumelelo might actually go and marry Utiroilo, because she has a right to do that if he wants to do that, okay? Anyway, I don't see any engagement rings in any of them, so none of them are engaged as far as I know. So yeah, you guys. Anyway, so at the beginning of the episode, Uvuyo is blindfolded because, of course, there is a surprise inside the house. Mpumelelo has bought a house. Guys, I did ask in the last episode, what does Mpumelelo do? Because I'm trying to figure out. I know he has that water purification thing that he's trying to start, and the security company and whatever that he's trying to start. But now it's making sense with him buying a house and also being listed as one of the producers that, oh, okay. Maybe it's making sense now, okay? So she gets in the house with Mpumelelo gets in the house with Uvuyo, removes the blindfold. Tada! Have you ever been surprised with a side chick? But it's not really a side chick because now you might be a side chick yourself, okay? So tada! Here is number 2, okay? Listen, you guys, I do understand that Mpumelelo wanted Uvuyo to come and see the house, but I don't understand why Utirolo was the one that saw the house first. And also, it didn't really matter if he brought Tirolo to see the house. He could have just shown Tirolo the house, and then Tirolo leaves and then arranges another day for Vuyo to come and see the house. Okay, but then you guys, I thought about it and I was like, no, you guys, but they are producing the show. They are producing the show, because if these girls are going to that house at different times, then where is the drama? Where is the show? Where is the interaction? You know, we have to see them interact with each other. So it totally makes sense, because honestly, I was like, "Bumela, this doesn't make sense at all. You know, you could have brought one to the house and then the other one to the house, and the other one will never know that the other one was at the house. Okay. So yeah, I understood. I was like, okay, no, they're just producing the show. Now I get it. Okay. Now, Utirelo and Vuyo look like they know about each other, because obviously Vuyo already knew Tirelo's name and everything. I don't know if Mpumelo is the one that told her, but remember, Mpumelo did tell Utirelo about Vuyo. And yes, you guys, so he's confused about there's flowers there, but then Utirelo is holding your flowers. Guys, listen, I'm never going to reach a point where I understand why a young woman, intelligent, beautiful, and everything, will want to get into a situation like that. I just wouldn't understand. I don't think that I'm ever going to get to a point where I understand why you put yourself in that. Okay. Somebody has bought you flowers, but the other girlfriend is the one that is presenting the flowers to you. You are being blindfolded so that you can be surprised with a new, like, that is not going to, in my age, you guys, listen, you know, maybe I'm too old for it, but it's just, there's never going to be a time where I feel like this makes total sense to me. It's just not gonna come. Okay, so I'm not even gonna talk about it a lot, because it just doesn't make sense to me why these women are putting themselves through this, but they are. Okay, so we will accept it that it's for them. I guess it works. Okay, so he says Mpumalelo uzobonisa uVuyo indlu, but uVuyo, number one, is surprised that there is a house. Apparently he didn't know that Mpumalelo had bought a house. And then he's surprised that he's finding Tirelo there, which made sense. I mean, number of questions that she was asking are valid, because obviously she asked for time to speak to Mpumelelo, and she asked, you know, so what's happening here? This is your house. When did you buy it exactly? And also, is she living with you? You know, because those are the things that you would assume. Because okay, labantu kushuthi bahlala bonke. One thing that I've realized about Mpumelelo and these girlfriends Zach is that he does not spend a lot of time with them, because they are all sounding like they don't have a clear picture of what's happening in his life, yet they are the girlfriends. Okay. Because of weird sound like Natika number one, and she's clueless about what's happening in his life. And I'm like, hey, data normally data and Germany twice a year or something, you know. So yes, you guys. With Tirolo, I think Tirolo did expect that when Vuyo comes, Vuyo is going to be friendly, but Vuyo was not like that. But I don't understand why you would think that if you are dating somebody's boyfriend that they're going to be nice to you. No, they're not, you know. No, they're not. So I felt like she was disappointed. I felt like Tirolo looked like she was disappointed at the way that Vuyo was acting, but also Vuyo was shocked by the fact that Tirolo is in the house, you guys. So listen, after they talk, because they talked until she starts crying over you, that's when I was like, girl, Nkosiam, you know, I wanted to take the cup and save them somewhere. You are going to need the tears in the future, because girl, usazo kala, you need to remain hydrated. You know, the company that he's starting, the sachets, he must give them to you, because you're going to need to be very hydrated, because uzwadinga tears. So she starts crying, because you know the way the things are happening, and I'm like, oh, Nkosiam. You know, if young people could just listen to us, all the people, when we tell them, listen, yabona lana sis uzokhala but wena times 10 the crying that you're going to cry here. But I guess even if, you know, older people in her life, older women in her life are telling her, listen, this is not a good idea. Usazukhala, okay? She's not going to listen. So let's just let her. Le nyamba zasiyibone namhlanje is not the last time she's born. Sisazo was born, okay? So then Tirolo comes back to the house. Listen, you guys, and who wants to cry about the relationship while Umnagwabo is there? Yabona that thing, yeah. Yabona, I want to slap these women to to their senses and be like, hi bo, vukan papamani, but it's not happening. So then Tirola comes back to the room and they do try to have a conversation, but it's awkward. But I think that also what is making it awkward is that they're not alone. It's not just Tirolo, Vuyo, and Pumelelo. There's camera people. So there's the crew. Remember that picture that we once saw, say, Real Housewives, how do they shoot the reality show? There's all of those people there. And this was the first scene that Uvuyo shot for the show. Even though Tirol is getting comfortable because she has shot a couple for her, it was the first one. So, the discomfort also comes from that there's a whole lot of people here. It's an uncomfortable situation because, of course, who wants to deal with their boyfriend's girlfriend? Okay, that doesn't even sound right for me to say it, but yeah. So in the diary session, there is a point where Tirolo says, she feels like Uvuyo is still in her position. And I'm like, whose position is yours and whose position is Vuyo? how many positions have we advertised here? Because there's many, there's many it's the vacant positions like in Pumelo's life are many, so you can have your position and she can have hers, or you can be fighting for the same position. I don't know. I do think they kind of are fighting for the same position right now because, of course, Upumelo is not married, so any of them can be Mamkulu. I mean, like Vuyo has said that they have broken up before, so they are in that relationship where they break up and they come back together. So something can happen between Mpumelelo and Uvuyo, and they break up, and then Mpumelelo decides he's going to marry Utirelo, and then the next thing Uvuyo is going to be Umayeni and come back and say, now Useafunu, and then she becomes a Mayeni, a Mamkulu that is not really a Mamkulu. Yes, their confusion is it might happen here. So I guess they are kind of fighting for the same position, you guys. Listen, it doesn't really get comfortable. They do have a kind of an exchange where Uvuyo wanted them to talk, but Tirolo was on her phone. Tirolo didn't understand why she has to be told to get her off her phone. And yeah, you guys, awkward, unnecessary for somebody as young as they are to be in that situation, but they are choosing it for themselves. That's what we love about it. They are adults and they are choosing it for themselves. Another interesting thing that happened in this episode was Usne, you guys. Usne did express last episode that she did have a miscarriage, and so the cousins / friends were advising her that she must see someone who will help her with ageze, which is a normal thing that Black people do after you lose a child and or pregnancy. And so that's what she did. She went to Zuma, wayobona umama wasechibini. I was kind of surprised by that, because I don't believe that abantu bamsele basonto echibini. Maybe komalume wakhe, her mother's side of the family, basebenzisa ichibi. Angazi, because I don't know how she ends up with umama wasechibini, But listen, you guys, usually when people do these things, okuya kubathandazi and izangoma, it always just looks fake and just something that's made up for TV. This scene turned out to be wholesome for me. I don't want to lie. I loved seeing it. I loved how that woman handled the whole thing. Like legit, I felt like she was doing something for Usne. Like honestly, you guys, it is the first time I watch a scene like that. A lot of times I feel like I am Mangalawa, And so she opened the Bible. She tells her about okay, and all of that. And they do pray. It really was a nice scene, you guys. So they pray, and then Usne had to go and buy some things, so that bezogqokisa umntwana and act like umntwana is being born and gift the baby. and then they would act like uyabeletha. And then after that, you guys, she says usne she started her periods there, which made her feel like, you know what, maybe, this is working. I would think that too, you guys, if I was going through that process, and in that process that happens, to me, I would start feeling like, okay, legit, this is something, you guys. So yeah, after that they go by Olwandle, and we think they slaughter the chicken. You guys, I always feel sorry for the chicken, because things happen to us, and then the chicken is involved somewhere in there. Now inyongo yenkukhu, nkosi yami, yabona nje seyihlupha inkukhu. But if it's the order of life, okay, we use them to solve our life problems. And I guess, you guys, but I was like, ingenaphi chicken? Hey, ingenaphi chicken yabantu? So they slaughter the chicken there, but that's inyongo, bayifaka lapha, bafaka ubisi and everything. So bamgeza again. I guess that's the way that they do it. What I didn't understand in that scene is how Usne looked during the whole time when they were saying they're going to slaughter the chicken and take ilokhuzana and take inyongo yenkukhu. It was almost to me like ngathi uyabona umntwana okhulelwe somewhere la kungahlatshwa khona inkukhu, ngathi akazi nokuthi yini leyo ukuhlatshwa kwenkukhu or something, I was like, hayibo, ukhulele kuphi? Guys, you mean to tell me ukuthi kamsele kuyinkukhu ayisihlatshwa? I was confused by that. I don't want to lie. I was confused by the fact that ukuhlatshwa kwenkukhu, ukufakwa kwenyongo laphana, all of that thing, that whole process, uyixwayile, almost like akazi ukuthi why do they need to do that? It's like, oh my God, le nto izogeza mina. I'm like, guys, I'm sure yenziwa le nto kanje kini. So after that, they went wangena olwandle, you guys, and then waphuma olwandle. No wonder yazi ulwandle lunokuhlala lube angry nje for, and kill people, kube namabani, what do you call it, nalaba nje abahambile bayongena olwandle and bangaphinda baphuma olwandle. No wonder kwenzeka izinto ezinjalo in the sea, because honestly amabhadi ethu awasho olwandle, nabantu abaphuma from prison, they go to the sea, all of the bad luck is left there by the sea. That's why mina ngisaba ubhukuda olwandle, ngoba nje ulanda amabhadi laphayana, abantu bayawashiya wena uyathatha. So wageza olwandle ke, and then ke bathi she must not look back. Guys, listen, I don't know why, but this scene I liked, okay? I felt like legit, even if it's not like there's something spiritual that happens with Usne. When you feel like, when you believe good something is helping you, sometimes it helps you because you believe it. So it really felt like a good scene. I was happy for Usne that happens. And also the reason I'm happy for Usne is that then she's not gonna feel like every time something bad happens to her or isn't again, she's not gonna be saying, oh, it's because like I'm glad it's done for her. And Loa Mama, it didn't look like Mama or fake, who's after Imalo Janjan. It looked like really honest, genuinely she was trying to help her. So she's not gonna feel like she's carrying something, So I like that scene. I don't want to lie. Anyway, you can tell me in the comment section how you felt about it. And then, you guys, a weird one. This was a weird scene. Honestly, you guys, I think they are trying to create some storylines for each and every one of them. And we know Ulwandle was still gonna go to his birthday. Mpumelelo, the two girlfriends, Usne, Uyageza. I think they're trying to create a storyline for Umpilo, and then I guess the next one is going to be Abo. But this storyline for Umpilo really doesn't make any sense, because they went out with Abo, and then Abo had organized blind dates for Umpilo. I'm like, this scene would have made sense if at some point maybe Abo and Umpilo were talking, and then Umpilo was like, girl, I think it's about time that I start dating. And then he's like, listen, I will sort you out. I didn't see that conversation. Maybe I missed it. I didn't see that conversation. So it did not make sense for now for them to be out at a restaurant, and then the next thing, there's a guy sitting here, it's a blind date, and then there's another blind date, and then there's another blind date. And she really was not impressed, because she wasn't prepared to be in such a thing. She had questions about it. She's like, why am I there? And why? And those guys, Nabo, I'm like, I got the abo. Even if you were choosing guys for your sister, but those guys, like really, like you are, like you like honestly, like you are serious. This is a guys. If I had to choose a partner for my sister, yo, hey, yeah, yo, because I need process yakhona. But I was like, abo, what when you chose these guys? Like these are the guys you chose. I was like, those guys were just not. They were not Ayoba at all. No, the other one was asking about the nails, and then Below is like, how do I know? Mhlawumbe the guy is a nail tech. I'm like, yeah. He was too interested in the nails, even asking the color. What color do you like? I'm like, hi, this guy. So I did that. Scene didn't make sense to me because I haven't heard. Oh, Umpilo saying what she wants to date, and also it's not like it's that person who is at an age where they should be dating but they're not, and they're trying to push them to date. She's young, and if she wants to be single, she can be single. It just doesn't make sense. And also, you guys, to think about it, that I don't know, you guys, because I don't know how much involved Umusam Selegu and as an executive producer, and also Mpumelelo are involved now that I know that they are executive producers in the approving of the storylines. How did they think that it was a good idea for Umpilo to go for that storyline? Did he know that his daughter was going to have to do that on the show? But yeah, it just wasn't fun. Maybe it was meant to be like a fun scene for Mpilo, but it didn't work out that way. I did not like it for her, and she did not like it. She did not like it. She's like, what the hell is happening here with these guys? Okay. Anyway, you guys, I think also if Abo had she wanted a boyfriend from below, whatever, maybe organize just one nice guy to go on a blind date with her, see if she likes her or not. But to overwhelm her with a lot of guys when she did not even expect that she was going on a date is a lot. Okay. Anyway, that was the episode for today, you guys. I don't want to lie, it's a good show to watch. It's turning out to be good. But but we're watching more of Mpumelelo, you guys. We're watching more of Mpumelelo. So I don't know, you guys. I just want to see more of the others. I want to see more of Abo. And we haven't seen much of her. We haven't seen much of her life. I want to see more of her. I want to see more of Ulwandle. And I'm glad that we got to see that storyline discussed finally. Anyway, you guys, tell me what you think about this show in the comments section. Also, like the video before Pumagana, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ntando.